Welcome to the Abstract Blood Type Wellness Podcast, where the right play meets purpose and flavor finds faith.
Blood type balance, mind, body, whole. Feed your spirit, that's the ultimate goal. We season for life, body.
Greetings and welcome back to the Abstract Blood Type Wellness Podcast. I am your host, AC Price, certified wellness nutrition coach and educator, and founder of the AC Art of Food. And I am so glad you're here with me today for episode 15. Eat with Purpose, nutrition that works for your blood type. Okay, folks, March is officially National Nutrition Month. And this year, we're going to dig a little deeper than usual. And we're going to take it beyond the eat your veggies reminder that this month often brings, right? No, today we're going to talk about why personalized nutrition isn't a trend, folks. No, it's biology. Indeed. And by the end of this episode, you'll have a clear picture of what eating right for your blood type actually looks like. And plus, you'll get one great meal idea to prove it and to try it home. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. Okay. And let's do what we do. We're going to ground this conversation in a bit of research. Okay. Because this is definitely the science behind the simplicity of it all. So here's what the National Institutes of Health makes clear. Food doesn't just fuel you. It sends direct signals to your cells, influencing your gene expression, gut microbiome, and inflammatory response every single day. And here's the piece that most nutrition advice often skips. The Mayo Clinic confirms that the metabolic individuality is real. And that's how your body processes food, absorbs nutrients, responds to inflammatory triggers, manages blood sugar, all of that. And it varies significantly from person to person. So ultimately, what nourishes one body may absolutely slow down another. Okay, so here's the thing. Blood type is a key part of that individuality. It influences the digestive enzymes in your gut flora composition and how food proteins called lectins, right? Those proteins, it affects how they interact with your cells. So when the wrong lectins meet with your blood type, the result is inflammation and digestive disease and sluggish metabolism because it's thickening the blood. So when the right foods, though, meet your blood type, your body simply works better. Okay, so let's dig into this myth. Okay, I just want to bust the myth. Let's retire it for this National Nutrition Month 2026. And that myth is that healthy eating looks the same for everyone. Okay, it's a myth. That is completely untrue. And the thing is, you've probably lived this. You've probably lived this very, very myth. Okay, so there's a diet that transformed somebody you know, a family member, okay, a neighbor, a coworker, and you tried it and it did absolutely nothing. And it may have even made things worse, right? And that's not a willpower gap. It's not that you did it wrong. No, it's that just that most nutrition guidance is built on population averages. And population averages are designed to describe, just in that middle, not you specifically. So when you start asking, not just, is this healthy? And, is this healthy for me? That's when sustainable wellness becomes possible. Okay. And blood type is one of the most powerful lenses for answering that question. Okay. And so let's dig down and let's personalize it by blood type, just to give you an idea of what you need to look at when you're asking those questions. How can this benefit? How can it be healthy for me? So take blood type O. All right. Blood type O's are high performance digestive systems. Okay. And so their systems are built for lean animal protein because they have a lot of stomach acid, and the animal protein and the dark leafy greens are not an issue for blood type O's to digest. However, wheat, corn, and dairy are going to be the top inflammatory triggers. So blood type O needs to minimize those foods. Okay. So vigorous movement also isn't an option for type O's. They need to move. They need to, exert that energy. So it's metabolically essential. And remember, with my blood type O's, and a lot of them get angry with me when we're customizing their meal plans. But you need to avoid cucumber and avocado too in your meal planning. And so these are foods that we often associate with being healthy. Yeah, for type A's, but type O's, it can cause a problem. Okay. It may cause a problem. So for my type A's, speaking of, type A systems are going to thrive on plant-based proteins, those whole grains and fermented foods. Okay. So red meat, though, is going to create metabolic heaviness for my type A's. So we're going to swap out that red meat for tofu and tempeh, beans and lentils and fish, because where type O's have a lot of stomach acid in order to digest those heavier proteins, type A does not. They have the less amount of stomach acid. So in addition to that, stress management is not an option for type A's. No, stress management needs to be something incorporated on a daily basis, because type A's have elevated cortisol, which can disrupt directly digestion systems and immune function. So it's best that type A's are calm at all times. But I know that, we live in chaos at times, these current times. So developing a plan, a ritual of meditation, if it's even 1 minute a day, just quiet the mind, that is going to help and to build on top of that. Okay. So you want to build your meditation practice. So calming practices are not just a part of your mindfulness plan, but they're a part of your overall nutrition plan. All right. So my type B's are mostly metabolically flexible with the blood type. Again, type B, balance. Okay. So embrace that range, because everybody don't have it. But chicken, however, corn and wheat are going to be real inflammatory triggers for my type B's, even in small amounts. So you want to stay away from those. But lamb, turkey, fish, and dairy, if you can tolerate it, are those power foods. The movement, however, for blood type B, balanced and moderate movement is going to keep those systems running. Now, my type ABs are going to be the sensitivities of both A and B in tow. Okay. Hence blood type AB. So smaller, more frequent meals work far better than those large ones. And my type ABs work very well. Their systems work better when they have a consistent eating a pattern daily. Eating at the same time every day is going to be really, really beneficial. Eating smaller meals is going to be very much so beneficial, and eating in a calmer state, not where a lot of chaos is going on. You have some people who can grab meals and go and just, be on the move, but type ABs work better in a slow down mealtime. Okay. So mindful, unhurried eating is a genuine metabolic strategy for my ABs, and not just, a suggestion that I have here. So with all this said, I have something for all blood types that I want you guys to do, and that is to create a ritual of some sort, okay, a lifestyle integration. And I have 3 of them that if you just practice these and, tweak them along the way, but renew them even if you want to every National Nutrition Month. But these rituals are going to build sustainability to help you in your wellness journey. So 1, I want you to start every morning with 12 ounces of warm lemon water. And that's before your coffee, that's before food, that's before your tea. I mean, essentially it's a lemon tea, but it's just warm lemon water. And what it's going to do is activate your digestive system and give you it's going to set an intentional tone for the rest of the day. That's the first thing you're doing in the morning. And ideally, not even just before coffee and food, but before you even grab your phone or turn on the TV. Because it's the chaos, right? So what sipping lemon water does is it's 3 things. It's going to get your digestive system, going, but it's also going to rejuvenate those organs and those cells from having a long night's rest. And then also it's going to give intentionality, because if you're sipping on that, you can actually feel it going down, knowing that it's cleansing and know that it is rejuvenating your body. And that is something very, very intentional, and that can set that intentional tone that you're looking for. 2, I want you to eat your largest meal at midday. Okay, because your metabolism is primed to process and absorb nutrients most efficiently at that time of day in midday. You are going to still exert some more energy. So if you're eating your most heavy laden meal at that time, you still have time in the day to work those calories off as well. And then 3, I want you to move your body in a way that matches with your blood type. I stated some examples earlier on when we were breaking down the blood type, but for my type O's, remember a vigorous workout is going to be essential for you. Think HIIT, think a nice circuit workout, something strength training, all of that. For my type A's, think yoga, tai chi, walking. For my type B, balance, so take swimming, a nice run on the treadmill is great. And then something light and consistent for AB. So yes, yoga still, but incorporate walking. And across all blood types, when it comes to movement, nothing is more effective and efficient and consistent than walking. Now it's time for the Great Eats segment. And this week's lunch edition is built for your blood type. Simple, intentional, and powerful, and of course, broken down by blood type. So let's get into it. Great Eats lunch edition. Blood type O is going to be the grounded power bowl. Grilled grass-fed beef or wild-caught tuna, roasted sweet potatoes, spinach sauteed with kale and garlic and olive oil, shredded purple cabbage, throw that in there as well, fresh lemon, and abstract rose sea salt. Okay. For my type A's, I want you to try the Garden Harmony Bowl, and that's going to be a pan-seared tempeh or tofu, and then steamed brown rice, roasted broccoli and carrots, kale with miso ginger dressing, toasted pumpkin seeds, and scallions. For my blood type B's, let's try the Nourishing Balance Bowl. That's going to consist of sliced roasted turkey or lamb, steamed jasmine rice, sauteed collard greens with olive oil, roasted beets, crumbled feta, fresh parsley, and an apple cider vinegar dressing that you can make at home. And you could top that off with a little sprinkle of your abstract lower sodium. Okay. Then the blood type AB, I want you to get into the Mindful Fusion Bowl, which is pan-seared wild salmon over millet, which is a beautiful grain, steamed snap peas and zucchini, sliced cucumber, fresh dill, tahini dressing, my absolute favorite dressing ever, and cultured yogurt on the side. And those are your great eats for this week in honoring National Nutrition Month. Now, here's what I want to leave you with. Your blood type is not a limitation. It is a lens. And it's a lens that transforms the question from, is this healthy, to, is this healthy for me? Okay. I want you to make that differentiation. And that shift is everything. When you eat in alignment with your biology, food gets simpler. Wellness gets quieter, and your body starts working with you instead of against you. And you were designed with intention. So this National Nutrition Month, feed yourself that exact same way. Okay? So before you go, if today's episode has supported you in any way, I want you to please be sure to subscribe to the Abstract Blood Type Wellness podcast so you never miss a grounded, practical wellness conversation with me. And that is on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. And if you're ready to go even deeper, I implore you to visit acrtofood.com and start with your culinary health assessment, available right on our homepage to complete. And from there, explore our Blood Type Wellness 101 starter kits, wellness coaching and memberships, custom meal plans and healing tea blends, our 7 deliciously healing wellness ebooks and e-cookbooks, and of course, heart healthy abstract spice gold seasoning blends that make healthy taste oh so good. Remember, eat with purpose, with nutrition that works for your blood type. Great eats and healthy living.